Whenever I talk about sleep, I always notice something interesting. I can have the quietest group of students, and as soon as I start talking about dreams, I see hands being raised and questions being asked. It's interesting, but to many people, dreams are a really fascinating part of our life. Apparently, if my students are any indication, it's also a part of life that many people have a lot of questions about. In today's video, I'm going to explore this phenomenon a little bit and try to shed some light on why we dream. The purpose of dreams is still very much a mystery. For much of human history, many different civilizations believed that dreams had meaning. Typically, they were viewed as ways for spirits to communicate with us or premonitions of the future. Some just viewed dreams as being completely irrelevant. This began to change with Sigmund Freud. If you remember, Sigmund Freud is associated with the psychoanalytical approach to psychology. A big part of the psychoanalytical approach is that you are influenced by your unconscious mind. So basically, your unconscious are events, feelings, and experiences that you likely don't remember, but that Freud thought could still influence you psychologically. The problem with this is that if you don't remember them, how can you help someone resolve their issues? I mean, it's a bit of a brain teaser when you think about it. Tell me about something you don't remember so that I can help you deal with it? Well, for Freud, your dreams were like a window into a person's unconscious. He championed the idea that your dreams held hidden messages. He believed that the interpretation of dreams consisted of two parts, the manifest content and the latent content. The manifest content would be the face value of the dream. It is usually the part of a dream a person is able to talk about, that they can actively remember. So if I had a dream that I was eating ice cream while floating on a cloud through a rainbow, that would be all part of the manifest or surface content of the dream. Freud believed that each of the things I mentioned would all have a hidden meaning as well, which he called its latent content. So maybe me eating ice cream reflected guilty feelings about overindulging on food, and the cloud represented doubts I had about my inner strength, and the rainbow my hopes for the future. However, I will say that I just gave you a clean version of how Freud would likely interpret that dream. The vast majority of what he said were hidden messages were very highly sexual in nature. I mean, like most things either represented a penis, a vagina, sex, masturbation, or something closely related to those things. This is an extreme form of dream interpretation, and it's far outside the scope of how psychology views dreams today. However, the core belief that dreams can reflect our inner psychological feelings is very much a part of the modern science. So your dreams do have some reflection on your waking life. If you're experiencing, say, stress at work, you're likely going to have a dream about quitting your job, being fired, or something else that's reflecting on that waking anxiety. When it comes to dreaming, there are two main aspects of why we dream that seem to come up over and over again in a lot of the psychological research. The first is that dreams can help consolidate memory. Most of what we dream about seems to be people, events, and situations that we experience in real life. In fact, most of our dreams are actually fairly boring. They may serve just as a way of replaying events from our real lives to help us better remember and understand what actually happened. The second aspect to our dreams is that they may help prime our brains for potential events. What that means is that our dreams can almost be like simulators, preparing us for what could happen when we're awake. This may even explain some really bizarre dreams that tend to be pretty common. For example, I'm sure we've all had at some point the dream where you go to school or you go to work and you're naked or you're wearing your underwear and everybody's just looking at you and pointing and laughing. This could be an extension of inner anxiety over embarrassing ourselves. Or it can also be a way for our brain to prepare us for when we actually do embarrass ourselves in real lives. Now, let me be clear. Obviously, we aren't going to show up to work or school naked. However, what if we embarrass ourselves in a real world in a less humiliating way? Maybe the fact that we dreamt of something more humiliating than that in our dreams then that kind of allows us to better deal with less embarrassing moments that actually happen in real life. Of course, in the end, nobody really knows. We're learning a lot about our dreams and why they're important, but much of it is still a mystery that's waiting to be unlocked. Thanks for watching, everybody.